chest day, best day. Well, except for arm day, because, arm day is definitely the best day. What's up, guys? Coming at you, chest day. Starting out with 200 push-ups. Chest is, I have a love-hate relationship with chest. It's always been a muscle that's hard for me to have that mind-muscle connection with, to get a good squeeze. My arms and my shoulder, my front delt ends up taking over a little bit. So I've been trying to get back into push-ups. So I'll usually bust out, 200, relatively quick. But just to get blood into the triceps, into the chest, into the front delt, so I don't hurt anything. And then moving on to an incline machine press here. So I also have a love-hate relationship with this machine because it's awesome because you can load different ranges of the motion, but I always seem to have a hard time finding like the right angle and setting it up right. But once you set it up right, it's freaking awesome. So what I'm doing here is lightweight and going with the inside handles and just focusing on bringing my elbow. I'm actually squeezing those handles inward, and bringing my elbows in as close as I can get them, to shorten the pack as much as I can. So with any chest exercise, it's going to be bringing that portion of your upper arm across your body as far as you can get it to get a good squeeze. So what I do is I do that close grip to kind of prime my chest muscles before I switch to a grip like this and start loading on heavier weight. So it basically what it allows me to do is I can feel my chest actually working when I'm doing this, instead of before, if I just jump right into this, like I don't end up feeling my chest working. I start to feel my triceps working. I start to feel, my front delt a little bit. So I do that close grip exercise to just prime the muscle. And as you can see, I kind of play with loading that machine. Sometimes I'll load the top portion. Sometimes I'll load the middle portion. And it's a really good way to get a great chest pump. And I really feel it right in my upper chest area. And I say upper chest with quotations around it. And I'll go into why a little bit later. But yeah, so doing a drop set, just getting a really good burnout set in before I move on to inclined dumbbell flies, which you're gonna see in a second. So with this drop set, you can see I only have 20 pounds loaded on here. So not a ton of weight at all, but just focusing on bringing those elbows and squeezing as hard as I can with my chest, and then switching back to that neutral grip with the elbows flared a little bit. Just feels awesome. And it's something you guys you'll have to try it and see how it feels for you. But so moving from there to some incline dumbbell flies, which here I want to talk about tension, and I feel like I'm always saying tension in my videos. But it's so important that you're putting tension on the muscle that you're trying to work. If you're not, then what the heck are you doing? So with these, you can see going slow and controlled, and I'm not going all the way up. I'm not trying to touch my elbows together. I'm not going that far, because when you're holding the dumbbells straight up, there's no tension on your chest at all. So with this, I'm working on that stretched range and that partially contracted range. So working in the opportunity range of motion, and that's a phrase that I got from Joe Bennett, who is just dude's a freaking, muscle guru. He just spews information. It's great. But working in those opportunity ranges of motion where the tension is the highest, spending time there, that's where you're going to grow. So even same thing with these guillotine presses. So lightweight, pausing at the bottom, initiating the movement with your chest. And how you do that is you have to have that mind muscle connection. For me, the cue that I always go to, at least with these, is to, right when I'm pausing, drive my elbows up. So drive my elbows up and I squeeze my chest. But initiating the movement with the muscle that you're trying to work, so important. And width-wise, just go a little bit outside of shoulder width. I've noticed if you go too wide, you start to place a lot of tension into the front delt. Too narrow, and you get a lot of tricep recruitment. So slightly wider than shoulder width, and you should be good. Next up, we got some classic cable crossovers here. And these are great because you can just now we're hitting that end range we're getting the fly at the end range of motion here. So this one is all about getting those elbows as close as you can together. And you're seeing a drop set right here. But one thing with flies that I see all the time is people going too deep. So you want to when you're letting the cable back, you should still be feeling tension in your chest. As soon as you start to feel the tension shift to your front delt, you've gone too far. Okay? So you don't need to freaking get all the way back there. All right? You can go back slightly right before you feel that tension shift and then go back up. Like I said with these, we're focusing on that shortened range. So that crossover portion. So don't go too deep with these. Rocking that Golden Aesthetics t-shirt. So nice. So last up, finishing off with just some dumbbell pullovers. Keep the elbows as tight as you can with this. And I like to sink my hips at the bottom to kind of get a even deeper stretch. And at the top, you're focusing on squeezing the chest. You're almost squeezing the dumbbell together as you're pulling it over, and it lights up, man. It lights up your chest, definitely. So what is coming up, guys? Coming up on Zach Trinka's YouTube. Arm Day is coming up next, and I know so many of you guys have been asking me about Arm Day. When's the Arm Day video? So next up on the YouTube is the Arm Day video. So if you're pumped to see that, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.